Nigerian business mogul and a billionaire Femi Otedola has acquired about 2.24 billion units of shares of Transcrop Corporation PLC, becoming the second largest shareholder of the company. A transaction which represented about 5.52% of Transcrop shares was consummated between an entity owned by Otedola and the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria. Transcrop PLC is currently controlled by another billionaire, Tony Elumelu, who took over control of the company in 2012. However, with this development, Femi Otedola displaces Tony Elumelu as the largest single individual shareholder in Transcrop PLC. Elumelu, who chairs Transcrop, holds about 273.1 million units of shares directly in the company, and 274 million indirectly through Hess Holdings Limited, and about 294 million shares indirectly through HH Capital Limited. According to report, while about 1,695 investors own about 89% of the company's shares, only UBA nominees own about 9.25% of the company as of December 2022. Now, so let's get into the conversation, gentlemen. Let me start with you, Mr. Kofi. What does Femi Otedola's investment mean for the future of Transcrop and its shareholders, and how will this acquisition impact Transcrop's future performance? Let's start from there.
Well, you know, the presence of Femi Otedola is a blessing to the capital market. Remember, a year ago, First Bank was trading 4 naira, 5 naira, 6 naira. The moment he put his hand there today, First Bank is trading 11 naira and above, almost 12 naira, and the capitalization double. So the same thing now. We have so many disco companies across the board. None of them decided to come to the market. He single-handedly brings Brego power. From 100 naira now is trading 300 naira plus. More than 2 times of the initial capitalization. Now coming to the Transcrop. We all know that Transcrop is trading 1 naira. Even at the beginning of this year, it's trading at 1 naira, 1 naira, 2 kobo. The moment he entered into today, as I'm talking to you, Transcrop is trading about 1 naira 70 kobo, gaining about 70% from January to date. So his presence is a blessing, and also may change the issue of Transcrop. I have never seen a company that earn money and pay peanut. For many years, Transcrop has been paying 1 kobo as a dividend. Well, their earning per share is more than 20 to 30 kobo per annum. What does that mean? Very stingy. Now that they have moved to 5 kobo, with the coming of Chief Femi Otedola, I think the game will change. Okay. Or else the position will change. Okay. And we say that it's a welcome development, and we welcome it in the capital market, and we need more of him that have the wisdom of changing the trend.
Well, the question is, how many Femi Otedolas do you have in Nigeria? I mean, in the capital market.
We have to have a starting point. He started it, and we expect more to follow the suit. Look at what is happening in the First Bank today. First Bank is no longer trading 4 naira, 5 naira. It's trading 11 to 12 naira, beating even banks like UBA, like Access Bank, despite the fact they are paying higher dividend than First Bank.
It's indeed
his presence changes it. So we need his presence in any company that has a future trend. And Transcrop is one of them.
Let me go to Oladipo. Let's look at the management structure and decision-making process at Transcrop. How would the acquisition of shares affect the scheme of things? For instance, Elumelu, who chairs Transcrop, holds about 273.1 million shares directly in the company. And like I said earlier, I mean, Otedola has over 2.2 billion units of shares. So how is the management structure going to look like in the coming days? Hello, Oladipo? Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, let me come to the studio. Ambrose, your turn. Let's have your take on this.
Yeah, for me, you know, Transcorp generally has about 40 billion share in issue, and Otedola is having about 2.2 billion share. Fine, so more than 5%, which is, as you just said, it has to be represented in the board of Transcorp. We expect, and also to bring his own expert. I think you mentioned something that's very important. that it has been in oil power business. Most of the companies that have more than since how many years we have a participation in that industry, they are not coming on board to list. But Otedola take that the step to come and list, and also coming to Transcrop also with that knowledge. I think it will make them to fine-tune Transcrop and also give a direction. At the end of the day, investors will be happy knowing that Transcrop, as I mentioned, are also posting a positive number, but payouts have been low. But we saw that this year there's a little improvement from 2 kobo they paid to almost 5 kobo, which is good. But I believe that in Nigeria, I think I've been saying it in our platform, that the billionaires in Nigeria or the smart money Nigerians, as an investor or trader, be where they are. Don't forget that these billionaires, they know how to make sure that things happen where they are. But also, these billionaires also, they look for an avenue where they can also boost their net worth at the end of the day, so that they will be mentioned among the billionaires in the world, in Africa and in Nigeria. Let's start with, look at what is happening in Boa Cement or Boa Food today. We have seen how the chairman there has also turned around that company. When they said around 14 naira, 16 naira, they almost at 100 naira each of them, which is good. We saw the life of Dangote Cement, where it is today. And Otedola, we saw what he did with Geregu. And also, don't forget, this is not the first time. Take back, look back as when he was in a Fort Oil. Fort Oil moved from as close to almost 380 then. You can tell that there's kind of personality we are seeing in him.
As a track record, turning businesses around when he gets into one.
As an investor, look at the personality behind any company, and those also have influence. He mentioned First Bank, which is good, but now that it's coming to Transcrop, I believe that there should be a turnaround. But for people that are in the market, you don't wait until you see such announcement before you take action. As a trader or investor in the market, look at the volumes coming to the market. For almost a month, we have seen high volume transaction in Transcrop. To tell you that something is about to happen. Not only that, the don't jump in and coming by the way of Upcon selling to him. Fine, but for you to see volume in Transcrop for the beginning of this year today, I will tell you, it tells you that something about to happen. That means for traders and investors in the market, that's why we technicians, we don't play with the volume when we're discussing. Why? Because it gives you an insight that something about to happen. It has already come to light now. Between now and their AGM, more will happen. And even after the AGM, for investors and Transcrop, this is time for them to smile, because they've waited for a long time. Now they are seeing this kind of move. This is not time to panic out. Hold your position and also make money with the billionaires.